Hello everybody and welcome to a new Polo WoW video. I am Polo and, well, the date has finally come. This is it. Nintendo has finally lifted the embargo we had and now we can open our boxes, turn on our cameras and show you our beautiful and only Nintendo Switch. Here we are, right here. Why don't I have the Joy-Cons in it? Well, because, you know, I normally play in my bedroom, so the Joy-Cons and the docking station are up there. And, you know, this is the important thing, you know, this is the console right here. This is where the magic happens, this is where the power is, and, this is not the Nintendo Switch. I wish it was, but it isn't. I hate you guys who already have a Nintendo Switch review console or your normal console or the ones who already have the pre-order. I don't have a Nintendo Switch to show you. This is not it. Why? This is so unfair. I am also a video game journalist. No, I'm not. But I wish I was. I am a great Nintendo fanboy. I will do such a great review. Nintendo, please send me one. But anyway, this is not a Nintendo Switch, guys. This is only my Fire Kindle 6 HD, which is really cool. But it's barely practically the same size. It's also 6.2 inches on the screen. It's very light and it's very thin also. Yeah, it's lacking the Joy-Con controllers, but what can you do? It's a good reminder that I don't have one and that I do want one. But anyway, congratulations to all of you who already have a Nintendo Switch in your hands or who are about to get one because you got your pre-orders ordered. So really cool, kudos, and a lot of envy and hate from all of us who don't. Anyway, the embargo has been lifted and I'm pretty sure that, like me, you have already watched a lot of videos from video game journalists talking about the console, you know, unwrapping what's inside the box and showing it to the whole world and talking about their experiences with the console. So they still cannot show footage from The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild game, but they can show you videos from what's inside the box, what the console looks like, the menu, and some other options inside of it. So it's really cool. I already seen it and I want a Nintendo Switch. However, since then, some other things have come up. Some people have found some stuff that are really cool, but one or two not so cool features, which I want to talk also about in this video. There are not a lot of bad things to talk about, but some of them are really important for a lot of people. Let's begin with the obvious one, which you may already know what it is, which is that some journalists are reporting some synchronizing issues with the Joy-Cons. Once you play with the Joy-Cons on your hand, and sometimes with the grip, it will lose connectivity with the console in mid-session of a game. So imagine that you're playing Legend of Zelda and Link is running close to, I don't know, some hole or some place where you can fall from a mountain or the edge of a mountain or whatever, or that you're fighting a boss and you will be running with your left analog stick on the left Joy-Con and all of a sudden you lose connection with the console. What will happen is that running command will get stuck. Link will keep running forever until you reconnect or resync the Joy-Con to the console, but by then you might have already fallen or might already be dead by that other boss. So things like that are being reported, and people like guys from Game Explain have already made extensive videos detailing what is going on. In fact, the Nintendo Switch has an option where you can resynchronize or recalibrate your Joy-Cons with the console, and they will show you what you're doing with the analog stick and with the buttons in the screen, in your TV screen. So they tested it and they showed that, for instance, I don't know, imagine that this is the Joy-Con, you would be grabbing it with your left hand, right? You would be playing like this. But what they did is while they were doing all the tests, if they covered the controller with their other hand, like covering it or trying to having it enclosed inside of their hands, the palm of their hands, the signal will start to drop. They will get some jumpy readings from the console, and then it will just disconnect at some point. And they did the same thing with the right controller, the right Joy-Con, and it happened the exact same thing. Now, it did had some variations. For instance, they took the whole console to one of their bedrooms and they had no issues whatsoever. But then they took it to the living room and they did have that issue. They also tried putting it on behind their backs or behind some other stuff, and also some disconnect happened over there. So it is quite troublesome, and it worries me because not only a couple of journalists but a bunch of them already reported this happening. This is worrying, and I don't know if this is only because those are review consoles that Nintendo sent early without testing them that much. It doesn't sound smart or something that someone like Nintendo will do, but this is worrying because what if this is not only happening with those review consoles, but this will also happen with the consoles that you have already pre-ordered, or the ones we want to buy afterwards. That's not cool. So here's hoping that Nintendo will take notice of this ASAP and tries to fix it right away. And here's hoping that this is something that can't be fixed with a software or with a patch. Because if this issue is from some hardware malfunctioning, I'm sorry, then I don't know, this is going to be troublesome. The only way will be to fix this will be to send those Joy-Cons to Nintendo so they can fix them, or they will have to send you some new Joy-Cons, or you will have to send the whole unit. I don't know, it's just silly. And some people have already said, well, that's what the Pro Controller is there for, you know, go buy one. But that's not cool. That doesn't cover up the this issue. You know, if you are already paying $300 for a system, for any electronic device or for any product whatsoever, you should receive a thing that works. You know, you paid a lot of money for the whole unit to work. So Nintendo, please be careful with this. Try to fix it as soon as possible. And I don't know, here's hoping that no other issues will come up. Besides this, maybe the other awful news I have for you is some other tidbits that you might already know. Like, for instance, we won't have any virtual console at launch. We won't have any web browsing or streaming applications from day one. And we still have no word from Nintendo in regards of when those things might come to the console. So the only thing we know software-wise is that they will be preparing the eShop as soon as possible to get it ready for all of us after the release of the console, after March the 3rd. And they also said that there is a software update, a mandatory update, that you have to run as soon as you open up your console and you start playing, but that will only work after March the 3rd. There are some videos from people who are already opening their Switch console and trying to update the system, but it won't run. You have to wait until March the 3rd. So those are the bad things, and to make this video short, the rest of the things are just sweet. The console is great. Playing with it is awesome. When they don't have those synchronizing issues with the Joy-Cons, it works great. The graphics are really cool from all the people who have played with the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild game. It looks amazing. I still want to have it right away as soon as they fix that Joy-Con thing. And I don't know, there's nothing more to say than I want this this console right away. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm still trying to find some other thing that will convince me a little bit more, but I really do want to play the new Zelda on the new console. I want to have it in my hands. I want to try it out, and some of the games that have been already announced for the console are already convincing me to buy it. So I will buy it, but not on day one, especially with this Joy-Con issue. I hope they fix it real soon. And maybe the last thing I want to talk about before we end this video is about the portability of the console. Now, if you remember, some of the people who have already had some hands-on times with the console, when they started promoting it at the beginning of February, they reported that the console wasn't really that portable. It was a little bit sturdy, it wasn't so easy to handle, but what, I don't know, what they didn't show us was try to put it on a pocket or something like that. Game Explain have already done a video about that, and they're right spot on of what I was thinking about. In fact, I had already tested this, which is you can bring your console everywhere if you are careful and if you have some pants with really normal size pockets. If your pants are not that tight and the pockets are not that small, you can carry it anywhere you go. And I'm going to show you. Look at this. I have my pretend Nintendo Switch console right here, which is my Fire Kindle 6. And I'm going to step up over here so you can... Well, no, I'm going to lower this camera. That will be a little bit easier. So, if I step right here, you will see my pants, normal size pants. Here's my console. And if I remove the Joy-Cons, obviously if you have the Joy-Cons connected to them or docked into it, it will be harder. But if you remove those Joy-Cons, you will just have to do this. Ta-da! That's about it. Yeah, granted, you will, and people will see that you have some square thing in your leg or something like that. But I've seen some cell phones that big, so I mean, that's not an issue. So you can take it anywhere you want. Also, if you have some sort of suit or whatever, you can put it in a pocket and it will also work. I'm gonna show you. Give me a sec. I have my suit right here. I'm not gonna put it on, it's just a lot of work, but I have my suit right here. A lot of the suits have some pockets inside of it, like this one right here. You take your Switch, or your pretended Switch like mine, you put it inside, and that's it. You put your suit on. I decided to put it on right now. You pick up your camera, and you're ready to go. I have my Switch right here. Hello, how are you? I'm fine. I'm just traveling from my job to my home, and I'm bored. What can I do? Well, I can just take my Switch out and start playing. So, there you go. It is portable, it is cool, and I want it now. Anyway, that's all I have to talk about today. We're almost a week away, or no, we're already a week away from having the console in our hands. Well, the people who bought the system. And I'm not kidding, I'm already visiting a lot of stores trying to find a way to buy it in some kind of payment arrangement. Because I do want the console, but now I have to wait until this Joy-Con thing gets officially fixed and confirmed by Nintendo. I think I've heard that Nintendo announced some event for next week, but they're only going to talk about indie games. So here's hoping that they're going to take that opportunity to talk about this issue. I mean, they're not going to say, oh, we screwed up, the controls don't work. Of course not. But they should address that there will be a future patch where every single little bit issue in the console will be fixed. Wait for it, please. It'll take us like another week or so before after the launch, the system launches. Here's hoping that they'll announce something like that. Here's hoping that Nintendo is already working on fixing this issue. And here's hoping that I'll get my hands on a non-issue Nintendo Switch console really soon. Thank you so much for watching, guys. That's all for today. I'm Polo from Polo WoW, signing out. Peace.